Have you ever just wondered what the freakiest anime ever was? No! Well, me neither. But there are plenty of options to choose from, and I just so happened to go with Kakeguri today. And this anime was definitely something. This anime might take the top spot for the most freaky. But let's not make this intro like 30 minutes long. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Enjoy the video. Now, as always, for the people that haven't seen this anime, we're gonna give everyone the basic rundown. Now, at first glance, this school seems normal, but in reality, the entire school revolves around gambling. Now, everybody knows that there are gambling fiends everywhere in the world, but I guarantee you that there is nobody worse than our main character, Yumeko. Now, this girl is, how do I put this? Now, you know what, honestly, I'm gonna be using one word to describe almost every single character if I can. Now, Yumeko, mentally deranged. Mentally deranged is the only word I can use. And yes, I know that's 2 words. Fight me. Now, this guy, I'm not sure if he's a main character or a side character, and I don't really care. All I know is that he's as boring as the average main character from an isekai. Except by GOAT, of course. Now, while Yumeko and old boy are eating lunch, this random girl named Mary just walks up and challenges Yumeko to a gambling match. And mind you, you are completely free to say no in this school. But you're gonna see in this show a lot that Yumeko doesn't turn down any type of gambling matches. Now, while they're playing, Mary ends up winning the match. She takes all the chips and then she immediately just starts talking shit. And you're gonna see in the show that they make a lot of these ugly ass faces. Bitch, gambling should never be this serious, I swear. Now, they end up playing again, and this time, Mary ends up losing, like pretty badly. So while Mary is confused, Yumeko is just loving it. She's having the time of her life. See, now, gambling should never have you looking like this. In all honesty, I don't know what type of gambling y'all be doing, but gambling shouldn't be looking like this. Now, Mary is rightfully petrified because there is clearly something wrong with this young lady right here. Now, since Mary lost the match, she's now at Yumeko's mercy. And if you ask me, I would not want to be at Yumeko's mercy. There's something clearly wrong with this girl. See, now Mary wishes she never challenged this girl. And this bitch is so close to Mary, I thought she was just finna start kissing her out of nowhere. Now, she gets so stressed out to the point where she just bends her head and starts begging for mercy or some shit. I don't know what she was doing. But Miss Crazy Girl just gets her shit and walks away. Now that I think about it, a lot of the problems in this anime are really self-caused. Because one day, old boy and Yumeko are eating lunch, and then this random girl just starts walking up to Yumeko asking her to play a match. But we know Yumeko, she's never ducking the ones. So they start playing this card matching game. If you're wondering what the rules are, don't ask me. I wasn't paying attention that much in the show. But they play the game. The match goes on for like half the episode, I think. Now, in main character fashion, Yumeko ends up losing the first round. And this hoe immediately starts talking that shit. That's how your homeboy be acting whenever he be beating you in 2K. Nigga, this is all you play. Now, Yumeko realizes that the girl was cheating the entire time. Now, Yumeko does some desperate ass shit. She immediately starts begging for a rematch. Now, honestly, if this was me, I would not do no rematch because I've heard this girl is absolutely insane. I would not do a rematch with her. So the girl thinks about it for a second, and I'm just gonna summarize what she says. We can run it back, but instead of betting money, if you lose, I want your nails.
What?
Bro, like I said, these bitches be on some weird ass shits because there's no way that you're gonna tell me that you want my nails if I lose. In full seriousness. So they play again, and since Yumeko figured out how she cheated, she ends up just blowing the girl out. Pause. Now, there seems to be a common theme here. Whenever anybody gets beat by Yumeko, they end up being completely terrified. Like, this person just full on goes into fight or flight mode. And honestly, who wouldn't? Look at this woman, she is completely terrifying. I will say this again, gambling should never be this serious. He's looking at her with some crazy type of eyes, and then she just started going crazy. Like, this only episode 2, and it's like her 4th time doing this. You need some help or something, miss? That's when Yumeko just starts talking crazy to this girl.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. I'm gonna ask you a bitch ass thing. You shut the fuck up before I knock your fucking head off your shoulders, little ass bitch. Stupid ass bitch.
And it literally just gets so bad to the point where she just starts crying her ass off. Now, do I feel bad for this girl? Absolutely not. This bitch was about 15 minutes away from ripping my fingernails off of my fingers. Now, later on, Yumeko gets invited to a game by a member of the student council. Now, to put it simply, the student council, they basically run all the shit in the school. And that's exactly why playing a game with this lady is a horrific idea. But as usual, Yumeko accepts it with a smile on her face. Now everyone, this is someone I like to describe as as not very intelligent. Now there are plenty of stupid people in the world, but it just so happens that our main character is the dumbest one. Now when they start playing the game, Yumeko immediately realizes that they're cheating. Now once Yumeko figures out how they're cheating, everything starts going downhill for the member of the student council. So then her ass just starts sweating crazy. And then the dealer that's helping her cheat is like, hey my nigga, this not good. That's how you know your shit is cooked. And now Yumeko back on her freaky shit. And it's that same type of freakiness that strikes fear into other people's hearts. And just look at Yumeko, this woman got every reason to be terrified. You nasty broke bum bitch. You thought you could play me? Nah, now it's up for you. And you over there too. You can't hide. But then something even worse happens. The rest of the student council shows up. Now this bitch might be bad, but she is absolutely the last person you would ever want to mess with. Now somehow, some way, the student council member ends up winning the match. So now Yumeko gets turned into a house pet. Now to sum it up, being a house pet in this school is basically you're at the bottom of the food chain. These three girls just start going crazy on Yumeko out of jealousy or hate or something. I don't know, I don't care. Because what Yumeko does next solidifies her spot on my wall of freaks. So while these three girls are bullying Yumeko, I don't know what possessed her to do this, but she decides to roll on her back and pretend to be a dog, I guess? Yeah, she's embracing this house pet role a little bit too much. So since Yumeko lost to a member of the student council, she ends up getting a paper talking about she has to get married to this random nigga she's never met before. Now most people in this situation would probably be a little bit upset. Not Yumeko, she is loving it. I don't know what is wrong with this girl. Somebody needs to take her to a psychiatric ward or something, bro. She needs some help. Now while Yumeko is walking, she ends up running into the Three Stooges. So they basically say, you're gonna have to come with us. And she just obliges like nothing's wrong. Now to all my young lady viewers, this is probably common sense, but if a man who you don't know randomly come up to you and ask you to come with him, what I want you to do is turn around and hit the dash on that nigga. So now that Yumeko has put herself in this clearly dangerous situation, the boys ask her to take off her clothes, which she just does with no argument. And mind you, all of this is happening on school grounds and in broad daylight. So while she's in the middle of doing all of this, she just randomly stops and says, you know what, y'all niggas not my type, I'm not ready to do this. But this dude's like, bitch, I'm ready to see me some cheeks whether you like it or not. So he grabs her by the neck and starts holding her up against the wall. And then we gotta watch this bum bitch ass nigga run up and get stopped with a few words. Like, bro, I swear, this nigga literally ran up and they said stop, and this nigga just stopped. Like, bro, your homegirl is literally about to get her shit took like right now. Nigga, do something. Like, sneak one of them niggas or something, bro. I don't know. That's when all of a sudden this random girl pulls up, and she is one of the last people you would ever want to run into. This girl is Midari, a member of the student council, and we all know every single member of the student council is insane. Now I'm gonna summarize what she told these three dudes. Me and you are going to play Russian roulette. If you win, instead of doing it with her, you'll do it with me. Now the guy might be a fucking weirdo, but he's not stupid. So he's like, no. So she says, fine, I'll turn the gun on myself. I'll pull the trigger, and if I lose, you get to do it with me. Now the guy's like, what happens if you pull the trigger and the bullet comes out? And this psychopath proceeds to say, well, if I pull the trigger and the bullet comes out, I won't be in much of a position to defend myself. This is probably the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Not even exaggerating. Now Midari goes into the bathroom because she is pissed off for some reason. I don't know why she's mad, but I guess since the other guys didn't want to play Russian roulette with her, she thinks it's gonna be a good idea to play with herself. Pause, in the school bathroom. Now, despite the decent chance that the gun could go off and splatter the entire bathroom with her brains, she decides to play anyway. And thankfully the gun doesn't go off. Nigga would hate to be the janitor that has to clean that up. Now, Midari decides it's a good idea to kidnap old boy and Yumeko. And why is that? Surprise, surprise, because she wants to play a game with Yumeko. Now, they're gonna play Midari's favorite game, which is Russian roulette, and we actually get a little bit of a flashback to see why Midari the way she is. So Midari decided to gamble with the student council president, which was a horrific idea because she loses badly. Now, Midari doesn't have any money, she's broke as shit. So the student council president says, I'll take another form of payment. She says, I want to see the back of your eye socket and we'll start the procedure tomorrow. But while they're talking about doing the procedure, Midari just grabs a pen and gouges her own eye out. But bro, why? You didn't have to do this. Look at that smile on her face. She wanted to do this shit. But then the president kneels down and looks at the back of her eye socket and says it's not that interesting. Thank you. See, right here, I would've jumped at the bitch like I was Foxy or something. Because there's no way I just gouged my own eye out for you and you're sitting here saying that wasn't even that interesting. Bitch, it better be interesting. But once we get done with the flashback, now it's time to get back to the game. Now, the first round, Midari wins. The second round, Yumeko wins. So now it's Yumeko's turn to shoot at Midari. And Midari is ready. She is ecstatic. She was waiting for this. Look at the smile on her face. And honestly, I don't even know what to say about this scene. Her whole body trembling, she starts sweating, she starts drooling and shit. Nothing should ever have you looking like this, bro. She shoots the gun and nothing happens, which means she gets to survive. Now after a little bit, Yumeko ends up winning the game and now she's just on bullshit. She just starts talking crazy. And you know it's bad when the crazy girl starts calling you crazy. So now, for some strange weird reason, Midari sees Yumeko as like her queen basically. So then the bitch just start glazing. And since she not trying to hear all that, she just stand up and walk away. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Last video I forgot to mention that we hit 4K, so thank you for 4K subs. It's so crazy to think about. Just 1 year ago, I literally just started the channel. So alright, enough of my yapping. Thanks for 4K. I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all day.
And we got treats, so here we go round. Gotta know I ate it, she's so sweet now, man. Lady, I want that all the time, all the time. I mean, you all of mine.